Luke Littler stands firm. He is still here. He takes another step towards repeat glory. Rob Cross, defiant, stuck in there, made him work, missed a dart to take it to a deciding set.
Can you play when the arena is against you? Before we start, quick question. If 10,000 people were shouting while you tried to do your job, would you perform better or completely fall apart? Because at just 16 and 17 years old, Luke Littler walked into the loudest arenas in darts, cameras everywhere, crowds chanting, social media exploding, and somehow kept throwing like nothing had changed. Tonight, we're looking at the moments when Luke Littler faced intense crowd atmospheres, how he reacted, what he said afterward, and what it really takes to survive that kind of spotlight at such a young age. And trust me, the board is the easy part. Not long ago, Luke Littler was throwing darts in small venues, junior tournaments, local competitions. Then suddenly, television lights, packed arenas, walk-on music shaking the floor, fans chanting names before he even reached the Osh. During his breakthrough run at the World Championship, Littler became an overnight sensation, millions watching, every visit analyzed, every facial expression clipped for social media. Most players spend years getting used to that.
Luke Littler, would you rather win the Darts World Championships or the World Cup for England?
World Championships.
Lose to Angry Ginge or Wayne Rooney on FIFA?
Wayne Rooney.
Lose your darts ability or FIFA ability?
FIFA.
Move the Darts World Championships to Anfield or the Etihad?
Neither.
Sit down meal with Sir Alex Ferguson or Phil the Pal Taylor?
Sir Alex.
Go full Man United kit or full darts kit for the rest of your life?
Full dart kit.
Get in the WWE ring with The Rock or Michael Van Gerwen?
Michael Van Gerwen.
He was thrown into it instantly. Ask yourself, how would you cope if the entire world learned your name in 1 month? Crowds in darts are famous. They sing, they drink, they pick favorites. Sometimes they decide the story of the night before the first dart is thrown. Littler has spoken in interviews about learning how to block out noise, whether it's roaring support or moments when the atmosphere feels uncomfortable. In certain venues, especially abroad or when facing home favorites, the cheers haven't always been balanced. That doesn't mean hostility every time, but it does mean unpredictability. One leg, you're a hero. The next, the noise tilts the other way. That emotional swing can destroy rhythm. And rhythm is everything in darts. There's another layer to this. Luke Littler wasn't just new. He was the youngest person on some of the biggest stages in the sport, surrounded by veterans who had spent decades traveling the tour, players who knew every chant, every distraction, every trick for slowing the game down. He was still learning, still growing, still being introduced to audiences who already expected perfection. That's a brutal environment for any teenager, let alone one carrying the hopes of a new generation of fans. In interviews, Littler has been calm, measured, often smiling. He's talked about trying to focus only on the board, about treating every match the same, whether it's in a practice hall or in front of thousands. He's mentioned headphones backstage, keeping routines, blocking everything out once he steps forward. That sounds simple. It isn't. Sports psychologists will tell you, crowd noise activates stress responses automatically. Heart rate spikes, hands tighten, breathing shortens. You fight your own body before you fight the opponent. Learning to manage that at 17 is extraordinary. In the past,
you might ask the question, what do they do in that 2 or 3 minutes that they've got? He's apparently. Oh, they both were. Made the trouble bigger.
Don't say that. People will believe you, man. You can't joke on TV.
It's amazing. Come on.
Can he? Can he? Can he?
Yes, you beauty!
crowds were limited to the arena. Now, they follow you home. Clips spread instantly. Comment sections explode. Every missed double becomes a meme. Every win becomes pressure to repeat it tomorrow. Luke Littler didn't just face physical audiences, he faced digital ones. Millions of opinions, praise, criticism, jokes, predictions, some supportive, some brutal. He has spoken about staying grounded, leaning on family, and ignoring most of the online noise. But imagine opening your phone and seeing strangers argue about your future. That's modern sport, and it's relentless. Big stages create the loudest reactions. Premier League nights, televised finals, international tournaments. Crowds come with favorites, flags, chants, drums. Sometimes entire arenas pick a side. Players talk privately about how difficult it is to throw when whistles break concentration or chants start mid-visit. Littler has been thrown straight into those situations. No gentle introduction, just straight into the fire. And yet, again and again, he stood there, set his feet, raised the dart, and scored heavily. That's not accident, that's mental control. Some athletes hate hostile crowds, others feed off them. Littler has hinted that he enjoys big atmospheres, that energy, that sense of occasion. It sharpens focus, adds adrenaline, makes victories sweeter. But there's a line. Too much noise becomes distraction. Too much expectation becomes weight. The skill is learning where that line is and staying on the right side of it. At an age when most people are still in school, fans and media quickly labeled Littler as the future of darts. That sounds flattering. It's also terrifying. Because futures don't get allowed many bad nights. Every loss becomes analysis. Every dip in form becomes panic. Crowds sense that too. They don't just react to the match. They react to the storyline. And Luke Littler is one of the biggest stories the sport has produced in years. That makes every walk-on louder, every silence heavier. Watch him closely on stage. The stillness before a throw, the slow breath, the lack of visible panic. Those are trained habits, signs of someone learning elite mental discipline very quickly. Veterans often say darts is played mostly between the ears. The board is 24 inches wide. Confidence can feel even smaller. Littler's ability to perform under scrutiny suggests something special, not just talent, temperament. Imagine doing your job while strangers shout, while cameras zoom in on your hands.
But he may have no other option.
And a great first dart, and he's following it.
133.
Well, Van Gerwen may be undone by his favorite finish.
100. Luke, you
Imagine
132.
to win the World Championship. Another in there.
Double 16! Luke Littler has missed the dart to be world champion, but he may get more in this leg.
Needed the treble.
63. Luke, give up one.
To realise his dream, to achieve his destiny, to be world champ. The button has been passed! This generation's special talent beats the great Michael Van Gerwen. Luke the Nuke Littler, the teenager, is champion of the world.
While commentators discuss your future out loud, while millions judge your next move in real time, would you thrive or freeze? Because Luke Littler didn't get to choose slow development. He was launched into the spotlight, and so far, he's stayed standing. Darts crowds are not villains. They're part of the spectacle, the color, the chaos, the magic. But for players especially, young ones, they are also another opponent, an invisible one that never misses. Luke Littler has already shown that he can handle roaring arenas, sudden fame, and shifting reactions with maturity far beyond his years. The real question isn't whether crowds will challenge him. They always will. The question is, how high can he climb while carrying all that noise? Because if the first chapters of his career are anything to go by, the next ones are going to be very loud.